Hello students, welcome again. Today I am going to discuss the political chapter, the first political chapter of class 9. What is democracy and why democracy? Okay, that's it. Without wasting time, just try to start our topic. Okay, democracy, as you all know, we are having the democratic form of government in our country. Okay, there are so many countries there in the world who is having the democratic form of government, right? uh, One of the powerful democracy, America. We are the largest democracy in the world, India, and so many democracies. More than 150 countries are having democracy. Why they are opting democracy? Okay, uh, basically, in the ancient period of time, most of the countries have monarchy. But now they are opting democracy. So many examples we are having. Okay. Just few years back, Nepal was a monarchical country. Now they opt democratic form of government. Democracy is the government of the people. You all know about that. This word actually, the democracy is taken from the Greek word. Greek language word demos and krasia. Demo means the people and krasia means to rule. In the short, we can say the rule of the people is the democracy. Okay? The simple definition of democracy is the democracy is the government elected by the people. Democracy is the government elected by the people. We are using one more definition at present era, which is the most suitable the definition of the democracy still. Okay, and that was given by the first black president of America, USA, Abraham Lincoln. He said democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Remember, of the people, by the people, and for the people. Okay, now I am coming again to the simple definition. Democracy is the government which is elected by the people. Same we are having the democracy is the government of the people. Okay. Now so many questions arise in the mind. Okay. Who are the rulers in the democracy? Question number 1. Then what do you mean by an election? Because elected by the people. Elected means we are talking about an election. Who are the people? Who are the people? Who is going to elect the government? Who is going to elect the democratic form of government? Does it functions with its limits? We will try to get the answers of these questions here. Clear? Now, who are the rulers? Definitely those persons who are the representatives or who are elected by the people will be the rulers of the country. What do you mean by an election? Election is the process by which the peoples are electing their representatives. Clear? And now for the people are the citizens of that particular country who is having the democratic form of government. Okay. For example, in our country, we are having universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. Okay. Universal means universally it is given to all. Adult franchise means a person who is adult. In our country, the definition of adult is the person who is completed their 18 years of age. They are the adults. Okay. The persons who are 18 years of age or above the 18 years of age are having the right to vote. Clear? The right to vote. Those peoples are able to elect their representatives, elect the government. Okay? By the process called universal adult franchise. Okay? Adult suffrage, we can also say that. Okay? In simple words, we can say the right to vote. Each and every Indian who is actually having the age of 18, he should not be mentally retarded. Other than he is eligible without having any differences on the basis of gender, without having any differences on the basis of caste, religions, regions, language. Okay, universally all are having the right to vote. Clear? Now, yes, definitely they are having their own limits. Why they are having own limits? Because democracy is always works on the constitution, and constitutions, okay, it is not beyond the limits. It sets the limits for the rulers. Okay, clear? So we are having constitution. Constitution is the law book on which the country will be ruled. That's it. Clear? So we are having all these answers. Now we are coming to the features of the democracy. Okay, the most important features. Clear? So many features are there. One by one we are going to discuss. The first major feature is the major decisions are taken by the elected representatives. Okay, the major decisions are taken by the elected representatives. Who are the elected representatives? The person, suppose there is the whole country. Okay, we are having the country like that. Okay, let's not making the whole one. Okay, this country is divided into so many constituencies, and one man is actually, that is called the member of parliament, is elected from the same constituency. Remember, the person which is elected or which will rule on behalf of the people from any particular constituency, those are the elected representatives. Okay, basically democracy is of many types. Okay, especially the two important types are there. Okay, direct democracy and indirect democracy. And nowadays the population is too much for the different countries. Okay, therefore it's impossible to rule by each and every people, which is actually the feature of democracy is the government elected by the people. Okay, government of the people according to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, it's impossible to rule by each and every citizen of the country. So they just have the representatives, and that representatives work on behalf of their constituencies members, the people of their constituencies. Okay, now I'm taking one example from Pakistan. There was a military coup in 1999. Okay, Pervez Musharraf was the army general that period. Nawaz Sharif was the prime minister of the country. Now he actually couped the government of Nawaz Sharif, Pervez Musharraf, and he became the ruler of Pakistan. And accordingly, he changed the constitution. He made the general as the first person of the country, and then he is having one referendum during that period of time in 2002. Okay, whether he will further work as a, then he changed the constitution, and after changing constitution, he became the president of the country and worked for many years then. Okay, clear? But his rule can't be treated as a democratic rule, because it did change, because there is a legislature. There should be a legislature. We can say the three organs of the government are there: legislature, executive and judiciary. And it's a work of the legislature to form the law, okay, to do the changes in the constitution. But here the changes are done by the Musharraf himself, okay, with the help of some ministers and all. Okay, we can say that government was not a proper democratic country. Okay, final decisions should be taken by the elected, and he was not an elected representative for the people. Therefore, we can say, which is the most important feature of the democracy, the person should be, or major decisions should be taken by the elected members of the parliament. Now we are having another feature, free and fair electoral competition. Okay, now you can see better, I think. Free and fair electoral competition. Free and fair, remember, we are talking about the free and fair. India is having the free and fair elections. Okay. Fair means the ruling party can also lose in the fair elections. It's not necessary that ruling party always wins. Okay, China, the regular elections are after every 5 years. Only one party system is there. So we can say it can't be a democratic government. Basically, in China, there is one party system, and that party is the Chinese Communist Party. Okay, the political party, the only political party in China. They are also having a parliament which is called National People's Congress. In Chinese, it's a Quango, Renmin, Daibao, and Dahui. Okay, it's a Chinese name actually. It's the name of the parliament of the China. Okay, so after every 5 years, elections were taking place in China, but there was always the one person is going to be, and the leaders are always there. Just wait. In China, actually, one party is there, and the people elect the representatives for that party only, not for the country, and they decide themselves, their ministers and others. The party decides, not the people decides. Okay. Now I'm coming to the next example, Mexico. They got independent in 1930. Mexico got independent in 1930. PRI was the political party who did lots of work for their country. Actually, PRI. And they become the rulers of the country after getting independence in 1930. And till 2000, they worked. They formed the government, and it runs almost for 70 years. How it is possible in democracy? They use the unfair means. They use so many unfair means. Okay, they use so different unfair means actually. They have so many tricks which were not the democratic ones. Okay, they just order the officials who is working in the government offices. They should vote for the country. Vote for this party, PRI. Okay, Institutional Revolutionary Party. Always they vote for the political party, PRI. Okay, the teachers always teaches about this party. They forced the students and their families. Okay, they should vote for the PRI. Media was also banned. They can't write anything on the newspapers. Ignored every time. Okay, media was ignored by these peoples who belongs to the PRI parties. Okay, policies also were in favor of only few peoples. Polling booths were also captured by these PRIs. Okay, and the other parties, other political parties, they did lots of suppressive methods against them. Okay, and also use the government fund to win the elections. So many unfair means, so many bad things they were actually used. So many tricks, or dirty tricks we can say, they use to win in the elections. Okay, one person, one vote, and one value. It should always be there. It's the best feature of the democracy. Okay, there should be one person. One person have only one vote and have the one value only. But we are having so many examples. Okay, against it. In Saudi Arabia, all the persons are getting vote rights, especially the women, who is almost 50%, right? And they are having no voting rights till date. Estonia, there were two important communities are there. Okay, especially the Russian minorities and other peoples who are the residents of the country. But only Russian minorities have right to vote. Only Russian minority have right to vote. In another country, which is Fiji, okay, Fiji is also there. F-I-Z-I, sorry. They are also having little problem in case of voting rights. The native Fijians have the right to vote only. The Indians who are living there, and a number of, so many people are living, the Indians who they are having no, they are the citizens of the country, but they are having no voting rights. Or we can say, yeah, it's actually less value than the native Fijians. They are having less values. In Saudi Arabia, they are having, the women have no right. In Fiji, the Indians have less value of their votes. They are having the right to vote, but very less value as compared to the Fijians. In democracy, each adult citizen should have the right. Okay, but if in any country such rights are not given, we can't consider such governments as a democratic form of governments. Okay, and the last, rule of law and respects for rights. It should be there in democracy. If it is not there, rule of law means they should work according to the constitution. Okay, and should respect the rights of each and every people. Okay, they should have the respect for the rights, especially for the rights of the other people. If they are not having such rights, we can't consider them as a true democracy actually. Okay, so this is the most important thing. Okay, democracy government should rule within their limits. Okay, and the limits are set by the constitution. Or we can say the democracy is the rule of law. Clear? These are the important 4 features. One more time I am repeating. Major decisions are taken by the elected governments. Free and fair electoral competition. One person, one vote and one value. We have this one. And rule of law and respect for rights. It should be there if the true democracy is there. Okay, India is one of the true democracy of the world. And that's it for today's class. Okay, features of democracy and the definition of democracy. We will meet again in the next topic of the same chapter. Okay, thank you.